Summer is winding down after months of abundant fishing and tourists visiting Gulf Coast beaches. But it was a much different story during the summer of 2010, right after the Deepwater Horizon oil spill.
It's true, fishing areas were closed, and there were big concerns about the effects the oil spill could have on marine life years down the road. Well, it has been 3 years now. What have we seen or maybe not seen?
Fox News reporter Steve Alexander has been digging for answers to that question and talked to a man who's been studying the effects of the oil spill on marine life for the past 3 years.
Dr. George Crozier was the executive director of the Dauphin Island Sea Lab when the Deepwater Horizon oil spill happened.
In the immediate aftermath of the spill, of course, we were just frantic because we had so little information.
But Crozier says about 6 months after the spill, there were already reassuring signs.
They began to document the fact that so much of the oil had in fact never risen above 3,000 feet. And they began to look at, well, why did that occur? And what was happening at that depth, because we don't have many shrimp, oysters, crab, in other words, the things we care about don't exist down there.
But is the seafood safe?
I take it we've tested all shrimp, oysters, fish, whatever. They're clean, they're all right, no poison.
Right.
So nothing we got to worry about with that.
There probably never was much of a concern except for oysters. They don't have the same biochemical adaptations that the higher animals do.
And as for the oil below 3,000 feet?
They began to look at the impact of the natural community, which was largely bacterial, in that deep ocean that nobody, well, very few people knew anything about. It was, in fact, digesting that plume of oil.
Microbes, Crozier said, tiny bacteria that eat oil.
They've got these species that are living down there that we don't encounter very often, and you give them a taste of oil and gas, and they, whoa, beignets.
But what about the tar balls that are still on our beaches?
Tar balls are a natural consequence of being on the Gulf of Mexico because it leaks tar constantly and has always leaked tar.
Summing up the oil spill more than 3 years later.
So it wasn't as bad as we thought, and Mother Nature helped out a lot.
Mother Nature did a lot more than we did.
Steve Alexander, Fox 10 News.
However, there are still studies going on concerning the effects of the oil spill. Texas A&M University Corpus Christi is conducting one. One by the University of California, Davis found crude oil toxicity continuing to sicken one species of Gulf Coast fish for more than a year after the spill. That study found Gulf killifish embryos exposed to sediments from oiled locations that showed developmental abnormalities.